an Alltek Ultimate MPU board. This is a vintage one. This is one of the first incarnations of the board, and it came to me non-booting. One of the great things about the Alltek board is they are completely repairable. Every chip is socketed. Some people don't like that. I do. The only chip on here that could cause me a problem is this ASIC that contains all the game code, but I'm sure I could get that from Dave at Alltek if I really needed it. So I booted it up. I've got a combination of Pinatek and Wolfpack displays here. You turn off this light and let's put it through its test. This vintage of Alltek board didn't have a test button on it, so I just ground the top pin from the cabinet, and that's the same thing as pressing the cabinet door. So you can see the lamps are flashing. Sorry about this here, but all the lamps are flashing that should be flashing. Some of these gaps here are just pins that are not used on the lamp driver board in that position. And the next test is display test. Man, this bench is a mess. And the next test is solenoid test. And this is my custom-made tester. If you test a Stern board, they'll light the solenoids from 1 through 19 in order. But Bally decided to do something different. So we're just making sure that the 4-bit interface from the MPU to the driver board is working properly. That voltage meter there at 5.24 is something I put on there to see how much my power supply was generating. And the next test is probably sound test. We're going to skip that one. And we're going to do switch matrix test. And I have my Pinatek switch matrix tester here. And we'll go through the oddball 90-degree cocked switch matrix from Bally. If I do this just at the right speed, like I'm at now, yeah, I got them all, then you can see that I can go through them quicker. So those are all working properly, and that was the last test, I'm pretty sure, but let's make sure. Yeah, we're into the adjustments right now. So I'm going to skip those and reset the board. And you hear the clink from the flipper power enable relay, and the displays are all lit up, and the lamps are doing their thing again. So this Alltek is brought back to life. The problem with this Alltek was the 6808, and this is an AMI 6808, so there's no mystery why it failed. These chips they failed a lot sooner than any other brand of chip. And this one is the 68A008, which means it runs somewhat faster. It almost looks like it's been blacktopped. And then the 6821 had also died, so it just wasn't booting at all. So I just pulled some chips from my stock here, NOS chips, and we are back in business. Thank you for sending it. Let's get this baby back up to Iowa.